Today, we are the key that unlocks the door to the secret garden within us. And as I was sharing formerly, I've loved this theme for the month, and just acknowledging that each and every one of us, on many, many levels, we are Alice. And when she looked at that looking glass, and you know what I love about negotiating with reality, with a small r, because we know that reality with the capital R is eternal. It is the energy of God consciousness. It is the opportunity that we have to know the truth. And as we know the truth, our humanness gives way to the divine, and the Christ consciousness arises triumphant and victorious. And as we allow ourselves to step into that reality, as we allow ourselves to let go and let God do what God does best by means of us, then a portal opens. And blessed are they who have eyes that see, that have ears that hear. So Alice puts her hand on the looking glass, on the mirror of life. And we know that the mirror, is there for each and every one of us to reflect back on and to gaze at that energy of spirit. Her hand goes through, doesn't it? And she goes through the looking glass. Now, when the Apostle Paul said to the Corinthians, I see through a glass darkly, but then face to face, that I am not known, but then I will be known. That life is an evolution, it's an unfoldment, it's an expansion. We are here to grow. And I love in the ancient Talmud that there is a legend where each blade of grass has an angel. And the angel whispers to it, grow, 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 to every blade of grass, right? So Alice moves through the looking glass, and she finds herself down the rabbit hole. And she has been chasing a white rabbit, right? And getting glimpses of it. And she wants to move through the door. And she finds the key. And she's just much, much too large to move through that door, isn't she? She has to make an adjustment. And so she makes the adjustment. And as she makes the adjustment, it's so interesting. She leaves the key on the table. And then she's looking up. Oh my goodness, how am I going to get up there? And so she makes another adjustment. There's drink me, there's eat me, all of the little cookies and the little drinks. And she makes the adjustment. She finds the key. She makes another adjustment. And she moves through into the garden. And she is stunned. I mean, they're painting the roses. Tweedledee and Tweedledum are kind of moving in their own energy field, twiddling their thumbs, right? Making little riddles. That this is surely a land of the unconscious. How far down the rabbit hole do we want to go? I was sharing last week. I went all the way down the rabbit hole. And it's so amazing when the universe comes in and sweeps away people, places, and things. On the horizon, energetically, people, places, and things are coming in at a higher level. And I had shared with you last week about the cancer surgery, the 10-year relationship that ended, the energy of back surgery, losing my home, doing a short sale. I could go right down the list. How far down the rabbit hole do we want to go? To arise through and allowing that humanness to give way to the divine. So that Buddha nature, the holy I am presence, can come forth with such clarity. And we know what clarity is what? What is clarity? It's power. When we have clarity, we have power. Everything unfolds, and there is a crystal clear energy flow. So when we look at being in the garden, and that we are the key, and I believe also that we are the prayer that prays itself. And when we get that we are the prayer that prays itself, and this is another reason I love our way of life, is that we speak our word into the law of mind, knowing that it's an already accomplished fact in mind and experience. We don't beg, bargain, or beseech an anthropomorphic God up in a big throne with a long white flowing beard and a little black book, keeping score, saying, okay, that's 2. 3, you're out. That's right. I'm a conditional God here. Come on. No, we believe God is energy everywhere present. We believe God is a loving presence that moves through all races, all creeds. We believe that our God is right where we are and yet everywhere present, the center of everything, the circumference of nothing. God is and we are. And we are created in the image and likeness of God, whatever we conceive our God to be, whatever name we put on our higher power, right? And when I had the opportunity, I was giving an address at Queen's College in England, and I was speaking on world peace. And I was with many other wonderful, wonderful people. In fact, some of you are my Facebook friends, and I just really acknowledge you. And I acknowledge each and every one of you who are viewing this morning, because I saw that our Rhonda from Florida is viewing, and our beautiful Reverend Emma, and our Reverend Brock from San Francisco, that we're all part of this amazing virtual community, yet it moves beyond energy and connects to the heart, doesn't it? So I was just really excited. I'm giving this presentation on world peace. And we know that when Mother Teresa said peace begins with a smile, it moves beyond language, color, creed, sexual orientation, and political affiliation. A smile is love, isn't it? And she said, peace begins with a smile. And I love that. And so I was listening to various colleagues, and what's so wonderful about these world forums is, you've got the scientific community, and then you've got the community of psychologists and medical doctors, and I'm like the only minister that is represented. And energetically, I was in my divine right place. So I'm in my room at Queen's College, and I'm having this amazing dream, and I dreamed that I'm near a waterfall, and everything is unfolding, and I can hear it, I can just feel it even on my face. And I wake up, and next to the bed is a waterfall, and it has now covered the room. And I have computers. I had my iPad, my computer, everything's in there. I'm unpacked. When I like to make things very cheery and have like a sense of home in my room. And there is water filling up in the room. I jump up. I grab my computer. I put it on, up in the closet. I run to the porter in front, and no one can enter the university unless they get through the porter. And I run to the porter and I say, there is water coming down in my room. My room is filled with water. And he said, lower your voice, in his English accent. I said, excuse me? He goes, I'm off in 10 minutes. Now, I wasn't aware that I was chasing the white rabbit. I'm late for a very important date. I got water flowing down. My room is flooded. Don't just stand there. Do something. And he just stood there. Well, let me see. And he's like, making a couple of calls. And someone heard me, a gentleman that worked for the university. I think he was the gardener. Isn't it wonderful? I'm in the garden. I'm chasing the white rabbit. I'm off in 10 minutes. My room is flooded. And this gardener runs and he goes, oh my God. And he starts taking my stuff out and, putting it down the hall. And we were, by this time, I didn't have my English wellies to put on, my galoshes. And so, we're in there and we're doing our thing and getting my stuff out of there. And what had happened is a water pipe had burst above and came right down into my room. Now, energetically, I am not feeling peaceful. I'm soaked at this, and some of my things are soaked, but, nothing of great importance. However, this attitude, this amazing attitude of the porter, I was like stunned. So I said, I want to speak to the president of the university. And they said, well, they're saying that, how busy he is. And I said, busy is a lower vibratory frequency word. I'm sure he's very involved. I'm sure his schedule is very full. I am from the United States of America. I came to Queens College so that I could, give my presentation on world peace, and I'm not feeling very peaceful at all. And so they actually called the president of the university, and he was in a meeting, and the gardener had told, the secretary what had happened, and about the porter, but this time he's gone. I'm off in 10 minutes. So the white rabbit left because he's late. He's late for a very important date. And I'm left, with more than Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And they changed my room. Now, Wordsworth has a history at Queens College. And I was put in this beautiful cottage. And, had a little fireplace and little antique furniture. I mean, it wasn't the dorm that, we were all staying in, that dorm-like community. This was a cottage that William Wordsworth, one of my favorite poets, who wrote Intimations of Immortality from Recollections of Early Childhood. Intimations of immortality from recollections of early childhood. Though nothing can bring back the hour of splendor in the grass or glory in the flower, I will grieve not, rather find strength in what remains behind. My favorite poet, here I am in his energy field. Here I am. And then there was a bouquet of flowers from the president of the university, deeply apologizing. Then they had a special meeting of all porters. And the meeting was called How to Handle Emergencies When They Arrive. Oh yes, I'm off in 10 minutes. Lower your voice, please, please, please. Lower your voice. I had some, other good things that I could have said that I didn't. And then as I went within, realizing that, peace is so wonderful when everything is peaceful and unfolding with grace and ease, and we're in that energy field, and it's so wonderful. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for my life. I am so grateful. But when things aren't going so great, can we push through that energy field, even when the white rabbit is looking at his watch saying, I'm late for a very important date. And an interesting thing is, I used to be late for everything. My husband would tell me 30 minutes, beforehand, because he knew I was always 30 minutes late. And what I discovered as time went on, in fact, my first ministry at Santa Clarita 45 years ago that I founded, October 12th, in 45 years ago, 1975. The board had given me this beautiful, they were the Alan Miller clocks, and they had a chime, and they gave me a clock because I was always late. And what I discovered is I took the EST seminar, and I was late. And if you were late, you got to stand outside, like for an hour until they had a break. And I said, well, I was, looking at my clock, and I had this and that. He goes, and this changed my life. I understand that you are not here by the energy of your clock or your watch. You're here through intention. And I realized at that moment that it was a self-esteem issue. And it was a kind of a resistance the way I was raised in my family. And so from that moment on, I was on time. It was a self-esteem issue. It's disrespectful to the other person when you're not there, when you're asked to be there. And with the white rabbit looking at the clock, I'm late for a very important date. That energy doesn't work, does it? What does work? To handle life with ease and grace. And to realize that I'm important enough and respect myself enough that I don't have to feel humiliated if I am late. That little feeling we have. And that I respect the other with great positive regard to be there when I'm asked to be there. So that transformed my life. I understand that you are not here according to your clock or your watch. You're here according to your intention. So that was transformative for me. And then I had the opportunity, while I've spoken at Oxford at St. John's College, and also at, St. John's is in Cambridge, but St. Catherine's is in Oxford. And I went to the wonderful little shop. It was called Alice's Sweet Shop. And Alice had a sister named Adele. And there was it was just the most wonderful little shop. And I bought gifts for my goddaughters and all of the Alice in Wonderland things, including the white rabbit with his watch. And there was such an energy there, such a magical energy. So today, we have an opportunity to move through the looking glass, to realize that we make the adjustments in life, that we open the door to the secret garden, and we find all kinds of magical things in the secret garden. And of course, there is that other energy where the Queen of Hearts went off with their heads because things didn't suit her. We bless those energies as well. We have more than toleration for them. We accept them right where they are and send compassion to the bullies of the world. It's so easy to be loving to those that are loving, but the bullies, the intolerant in life, that's a different story. Or to be in an emergency and say, lower your voice, please. Oh, yes, I'm off in 10 minutes. Well, it was so fascinating because I received a knock on the door of my new digs, William and I, and it was the porter with more flowers, and he apologized. And I said, I'm sure it took a lot for you to do this, and I receive it in the spirit in which it is given, and I hope that you don't have to ever go through a situation where you wake up and your room is flooded, water's coming down the wall. So thank you, I received this in the spirit that it's given. So energetically, and I'm sure, they said if you don't go apologize, you're out of here. And so I'm sure there was some of that, but I received it, and I received it with grace. And then I could, look him in the eye and shake his hand and thank him for being there. So we have these experiences in life where we are the key. And this new key I was given was into a greater experience of someone I loved and revered through time and space, loved their poetry, and the opportunity that I had to draw the larger circle. So this happened the first night. So the rest of the time I was there, everyone was so solicitous, including all my colleagues who had heard about it. Some of them, woke up when they, saw what was going on. And, because this was like at, 4:30, 5 in the morning. And energetically, I got it. That we're all just where we are. And the Queen of Hearts, when Dorothy was reminded that these are a deck of cards here, that I'm in a dream, that I can wake up at any moment. But I want you to know some dreams are more prophetic than others. And that in that dream state, that unconscious message that comes up for us, that we have been touched by the secret garden. We've been touched by the White Rabbit. We've had a tea party with the Mad Hatter, which we'll discuss next week. And the opportunity to realize, yes, we're all a little bit mad in various ways, but how wonderful when we accept the madness coming from another and realize that it has nothing to do with us, that people do things for us, not to us. And when we understand that, that's enlightenment. I believe enlightenment is the moment that we realize we have a choice. So I'm going to leave you with something I wrote many years ago. As I sit and ponder this life's beguiling quest, I can hear the far-off thunder of the awe-inspiring guest. Its voice is ever present as I sit and contemplate, wondering of the answer to the riddle of my fate. But wait, my destiny is heir to be within a lone figure called me. And I'm beginning to like the idea of me, for now I share a closer relationship to thee. My thoughts are but a faded glance at something I once thought was chance. I search no more. My thoughts are mine, and only the infinite can tell you my rhyme. For the voices there are so strong, yet so kind, and I am but a part of that universal mind. My struggle is over, my race is won. I can finally accept being a chosen one. Yes, I'm beginning to like the idea of me, for now I am one with God and with thee. We are one. And in this oneness do we live and move and have our being. I am enriched because of you, that we have connected at such a deep level and feeling our oneness. And the bullies of the world, he drew a circle that shut me out. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in. And when we take each other in, right where we are, we create the space of transformation. So I love where we're going. And where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. For I am in a high place, and I will not come down. None of these outer things move me. I am in a high place, and I will not come down. I say namaste. The God in me salutes the God in you, and the God in you salutes the God in me. And if I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. And I say shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, every one. And so it is. Thank you. Joy.